Now, you've been on 4 space shuttle missions. Can you just tell us a little bit about them?
Every mission was terrific. It just got better and better as I flew my 4 flights. But I flew on the shuttle 4 times, twice on Endeavour, once on Atlantis, and once on Columbia. And 3 of them were science research missions, looking at our own home planet, looking out into the universe, doing some experiments on materials science, like building computer chips in space. And then I finally got to help build the space station on my last trip up there. So it was an incredibly varied kind of work, and that's what I enjoyed, being a jack of all trades in space.
Very cool. Hey, Tom, what kind of training is involved when you're preparing for a mission?
Training is the hardest part of the job because, for a 2-week mission in space, you might train for a year or a year and a half to get ready. And you have to really learn the ins and outs of the flight plan. That's the overall plan that you're going to carry out when you're in orbit. And then that puts you into a school, basically, getting ready for that mission. There's a launch date out there a year ahead of you, and you've got to complete all of the lessons to get ready for that trip, whether it's spacewalking training underwater in your spacesuit or flying a T-38 jet doing aerobatics to learn how to be a good crew member in an aerospace machine. You might go in the classroom and learn about the geology on Earth that you'll see from space. And then, of course, there's a lot of intensive training in the simulators that actually replicate what it's like to be in space.
Hey, Tom, let's talk about these spacewalks. What's it like floating around? I mean, is it scary?
It's not really scary. It's more exhilarating. I've been training so long to get outside, so to finally get out through the airlock hatch and float around and work on the space station, putting it together, that was like a dream come true for me. So I was more worried about getting the work done in the 6 or 7 hours allotted to me than I was about the dangers of being outside there. I was very comfortable in my spacesuit. It made me feel like I had a second skin on that would protect me from the radiation and the temperature extremes and the brilliant sunlight out there and the vacuum of space. So it was more about focus. And best part of it was every few minutes, I'd get a chance to sneak a glance over at the glowing blue Earth below me or the black sky above me. It was almost a pinch myself moment.
But seriously, what's it like living up there?
More fun than I've ever had anywhere else, because you realize you're in space, you're with some great friends up there. The views out the window, spectacular views out through your spacesuit helmet are just unforgettable. And when you get some time off, I would work about 16 hours a day, but I'd stay up past my bedtime so I could look out the window and relax and listen to some music and just watch the Earth unroll or watch the stars from the night side of the Earth. And so that's really where the fun comes in.
All right, so that's the good side of it, Tom, but is there a downside in terms of fear?
You always worry about the unexpected up there. You haven't prepared for something out of left field. And so I saw that on all of my space trips. And what you've got to do is then bring all your training skills to bear on solving that problem.
What's it like adjusting to coming back to Earth?
It's sort of hitting a brick wall when you come back, and it takes about 3 days of resting and then trying to readapt your inner ear balance organ so that you can walk like a normal person again. You look rather ridiculous for the first few days.
All right, Tom, last question. Having been in space, what's it like for you now when you look up at the night sky?
Yeah, it's very easy for me to, get my mind back out there again. And especially when you look up in the night sky and you see the space station. And there is the thing up there that I helped build, traveling around the Earth at 17,500 miles per hour. And so that's a real great feeling to see that my handiwork is still visible from Earth here during a night view of the sky.